Okay. Welcome to the Graffiti Jungle, Paulo Pulingue. Benvenuti nella giungla di graffiti. Questo è Impostore, Rockstar, Fake Rockstar Chat Show. Pensieri Tangentiali. Only known as Tangential Thoughts Chat Show. Shout out to my co-host and doggy Heaven Bailey. Podcast We Cigar Talk Podcast. Questo è soggetto 257. This is going to be subject 257. So, sono copy your sono, Chief Gihareh. All right, so I just watched the Jay-Z GQ interview. And saw a couple people talking about it. So I decided to just go in and watch it. It wasn't that long of an interview. But the interview was more politically diplomatic. If you didn't watch the Jay-Z GQ interview, you didn't miss anything. Well, I heard some notes. So, things about Jay-Z doing an interview in 2026. Jay-Z breaks his silence. We haven't really heard Jay-Z do an interview. No, it's just a funny joke, but bro chose dinner with Jay-Z instead of the $500,000. It's usually a joke. Would you rather take the $500,000 or have dinner with Jay-Z? Bro chose the dinner with Jay-Z. Now, I said the interview is politically diplomatic. I mean, Jay-Z's not a politician, but he has business. He does business. Now, one of the things Jay-Z says, I'm skipping a little bit, but Jay-Z says, 2025 was playing defense, 2026 is all offense. Other things to keep in mind, Jay-Z doing the interview are signs of a recession. Jay-Z got an album coming out, so we might be seeing some more Jay-Z interviews. Jay-Z got an album coming out. You gotta do some interviews. You gotta start popping up on people's podcasts and things. So Jay-Z does an interview with GQ. Like I said, if you don't watch this interview, you didn't miss anything. This is very diplomatic. It's politically diplomatic, you know what I'm saying? You got an album coming out. You got to start putting your name in the mix. People got to talk about you. You got to build some type of anticipation. He says 2025, defense. 2026, offense. That's what Jay-Z said. Now, one of the reasons he say that though is because he was facing allegations last year. And so he talks about, those allegations, and if you do a settlement, then there's a little bit of a plea and admittance to whatever the person is alleging. Oh, if he just if he had tried to do a settlement, that means you kind of sort of plead guilty. You want to settle, but that's not something you should. That's not a course of action you kind of sort of want to take if you're a man of that stature. Um, so he said it affected his family, and it affected him mentally. He said he was heartbroken. His words. He said he was heartbroken. So to face those type of allegations. So 2025, he had to be quiet. He had to make sure he had to get that out the way. They didn't. He couldn't put him on the Clips album. He didn't want to be out there being on nobody's album or anything. He had to beat these allegations. But now that that's clear, he can start promoting the album. Now, there is a it's a literary term. I think it's called consonation. I think alliteration is if you have consecutive words that start with a vowel. But if you have consecutive words that start with a consonant, so if it's not A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y, then it's a consonant. And if you have consecutive words, that means one after another, that starts with the same letter, that's called consonants or consonation. I like the reason I bring that up because he said this. The guy asked him about, going through something or whatever. And Jay-Z made some analogy about, going through it and then cutting lights on and saw these snakes and stuff in the grass. The guy said something about you not having being privy to certain information and still having to go through certain things. And Jay-Z says that it was okay that his naive nature naturally navigated him through a situation. That you see the ends repeating. In conversation, he says, my naive nature naturally navigated me through. My naive nature naturally navigated me through. Remember, no good sailor was made in calm seas. Calm seas don't make a good sailor. My naive nature naturally navigated me through these waters. I like that. Oh, naive nature naturally navigated you through the dark. Through the dark is actually what he says. He says another quote that I've seen before. The other quote he says that I've seen before, nothing happens to you, only for you. And it's all about perspective, how you think and how you view certain things. You gotta, whatever it is, if it's the story of the Chinese farmer, the story of the Chinese farmer, you never know the consequences of good fortune, and you don't know the consequences of misfortune. Nothing happens to you, only for you. So it depends on how you look at certain things. One of those, if you read The Alchemist, the universe is conspiring in my favor. I've heard that quote before. He says that. Now, he also talks about, different places he's been, from New York to here to there. I just gotta give a shout out. 2 up, 2 down, VA. He mentions Newport News. Newport News is bad news. If you from VA, you from the DMV, you know. Norfolk, Virginia, Portsmouth, Suffolk, Chesapeake, Hampton. Newport News is bad news. P-Town. Here right now. Then he has this thing that he wants to. The guy asked something about like being allowed to do something. He says, I want to take out that word. Because if somebody allows you to do something, that means they have control over how you live and what you want to do. Remember the quote from earlier. No God to praise, no devil to blame. Nobody's coming to save you. That probably also means nobody's coming to stop you. Nobody's allowing you to do anything. That means they have some type of control over you. So he wants to dispel this allowance. What's next? Now, Super Bowl. He talks about the Super Bowl. Now, this is why I say, if you ain't watched this interview, you ain't really missed too much. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it's politically diplomatic. Now he talks about. Here's one good take. He says when it's coming to the Super Bowl, he wants to show music's totality. He wants to show music's totality, right? He wants to give a balanced idea of what popular music is today. That's his stance. Now, he does talk about the Kendrick and Drake beef, but that's not the real thing. Because they also mentioned how this was one of the first solo raps and it was Kendrick. He didn't talk about Lil Wayne. That should have been a stage that Lil Wayne was on. I didn't watch the Kendrick. I can't even speak about the Kendrick Super Bowl. I walked out. Lil Wayne should have been performing. You know how many collaborations Lil Wayne, and you know how many people who have been on stage with Lil Wayne? What are you talking about? He said something about Kendrick breaking some type of records. Get out of here. I'm not saying it wasn't a hot song. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. Yeah, he made it a hot. Yeah, he made it a hot line. I made that hot line into a hot song. That's what Cassidy said. Then he talked about. I just threw this out there because I actually like. It's just like if you want to pick up something. He was like, "There's 4 pillars to hip hop. breakdance, graffiti, DJ, and battle rap. He said breakdancing is a sport that's in the Olympics. He said graffiti. He does mention Basquiat, but graffiti is is beautiful in certain spaces. If graffiti could do anything, quoting Banksy here, if graffiti could do anything, it would be illegal. He said DJ is at the forefront, you know, DJ Jazzy Jeff. But if you're gonna talk about battle rap, how you not mention URL? Smack, Don DeMarco, bang, bang. It's shit like that. But battle rap, he don't like the character assassination. Everybody trying to bring down Drake and talking about people, family, and kids. I understand that, but how you not mention URL? Um, and that's all he really talk about. That's all he really talk about. The last thing he said, well, it's like he talked about the 444 album being one of his most difficult albums to do or create or whatever, but he was like, that's one of the ones that you scared to make. And that's why he was really, you know, being vulnerable and things like that. And he was like, he working on a new album, so bro do ask like, well, what's the hallmarks of a good Jay-Z album now? And Jay-Z was just like, I'm not living the same life I was living in 96. Feeling it, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun, feeling it. That's a Jay-Z song. But he say he can't talk about and rap about the things he was doing in 96. He don't live that life, and if he was trying to talk about that, it'd be fake. Okay. So he really not sure. You know, he older now, father, dad, husband, all those types of things. So what's he supposed to rap about? And he don't know all these slang and this, that, and the third. Uh, what would be the hallmarks of a good Jay-Z album? He said he don't really know. So that's something you got to figure out. Um, I mean, these are just the last little bit of things that he kind of sort of said. The last little bit of things. All right. Now, one of the last things I like that he said, you know that penthouse being up at the top. That used to be one of the goals, but now it's like instead of being at the top on the top floor, now it's about you staying at my hotel. I own this building. So it's about ownership at this point. He talks about being a billionaire a little bit, and he was like, well, what's that? What mark is that? Money doesn't change you. Your character, your truest character is revealed at your highest moment and your lowest moment. Not moments, but your highest and your lowest. That's when your true character is whatchamacallit. But he was like, if it's a dollar amount, then what is that? He was like, if it's a million, that's when all of a sudden you're bad. So that means at 999,999, was I good? And then that extra dollar made me bad? No. He said that. He said that. And what was the other? He talked about Blue, you know, the daughter. He said his daughter is really gifted on the piano. She doesn't want to teach it because she don't want nobody over her and having to. It has to be this whole little be structured routine. She just naturally she nice with the piano. She can hear a song and then start to find the keys and the notes and can just play the song. He said she naturally gifted on the piano, no teacher. But he was like, when it come to Blue, one thing about Blue be dancing now. Blue is dancing with Beyonce on tour. So he was like, she actually had to work for that. She had to actually like learn the counts and try to, you know what I'm saying, perform this number and that number. And she, like, the piano was naturally come easy to her, but she actually had to work and she had to fight to, like, be on the stage. And, like, she was like, now, he was like, I don't know if we're going to be able to keep her off stage. Like, she want to dance. We talked about Blue, dancing. And then the only other thing that he talked about, the 444 album, um, going back to the Kendrick and the beef, he said, now this was just like the stance that he took is one I understood and I get it too. Like it was one that everybody kind of that I at least whatchamacallit, right? That it was all of a sudden you got an alliance of people all ganging up to take one person out. All of a sudden these people was on collaboration, these people was friends, they all come up against one person. It's always just trying to take down and attack Drake. And it's like you can't like the music that Drake has. What's the Drake line? If you want to if you want to know some of my greatest lines, look under people's Instagram captions. It was just the amount of people doing a switch up, trying to do this and say this and the third about whatever Drake is. Like you wasn't like your Instagram, you wasn't listening to Drake for an Instagram caption for your next picture type thing. Drake was the artist of the decade from 2010 to 2020. When they keep talking about summer 2016, what was you listening to? Drake Controller. They tried to come out on the other weekend and say, does Drake have a classic album? Does he have? The question should have been, how many does he have? And it was even on some stuff like, even if you couldn't do this or that, you at least knew the album cover. I asked bro the other day, he was like, bro, if I look at these album covers, I can tell you exactly where I was at and what point in time in my life I was when I even seen this album. I at least knew it. Even if you don't, you know, they be like, name 5 Kendrick songs. I can't. I just can't. The only Kendrick song I know is Stand Up, Drink, Sit Down. That's the only song I know from Kendrick. I have never been to a function or a party and it was like, play some Kendrick. Hell no. I have never left a party, a kickback. I have never left any type of function and was like, oh man, I didn't hear that Kendrick song. Fuck no. But what he was saying was like with the whole Drake thing, everybody trying to make this Drake slander. And it was like, who else you gonna come against to be relevant? Who else you gonna come? Hell yeah! I just told you the whole summer 2016 is what? Rihanna work, and Drake what? Controller. What a time to be alive. That Drake collaboration with Future. Then you got Drake working on the weekend like usual. Life is good. Drake got mad songs and one of them was probably your anthem. A line song. I just need a picture with Drake from my Instagram. Kiki, do you love me? Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. I'm proud of you. Prada. I'm proud of you. The best I ever had. They got mad Drake shit, bro. So the Drake slander was just outrageous. But his main point about it was the fact that it didn't have like this limit. It was you turn it like it's character assassination. It's, oh, this person's this, and you talking about their kids, and you talking about their family. Scarface. Every man should watch Scarface. Every man knows the only reason Scarface goes down is because he has morals. And if you don't have things to stand for, if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Scarface says, no women, no children. So what the fuck this nigga Sosa do? He put him in a position, make him offer I can't refuse. That's Godfather. But still, what does Sosa do? He says Sosa. He says, yo, no women, no kids. What the fuck he got going on? It's a woman over here. Scarface says no women, no children. So he's like, I'm not going through with this. Now that's what I stand on. I told you this. He set Sosa up. He said Sosa, and then he asked Sosa a question. And then, but before he walked in there to set Sosa up, he says, call Sosa. And I'm gonna ask him this question. He get in there, he asks Sosa the question, and then Sosa gets the call. Sosa takes the call. Scarface knows exactly what the other person on the other line is saying. Sosa over here trying to like, oh yeah, everything's good, everything's cool, I'll get back to you, da da da. You lying to me, I caught you. I didn't think it would be you. Now I caught you, now I gotta get rid of you. Now I gotta get rid of you. No women, no children. The whole battle rap thing now you coming at the people's kids and bringing their family into it and all this other stuff. The battle rap, we like the gun bars, we like the this and the third, we like the wordplay. But Kendrick fans is so daggone delusional, they be reaching. And they try to make everything a subliminal, make it do this and the third. It ain't that deep. It really ain't. His pen game fucking weak. I can't name, I don't know. Outside of the A minor, I can't name no daggone Kendrick line. Forget name of the song. I can't stand up, drink. I can't give you a bar. Talking about his pen, out of here. Talking about his pen, out of here. You know mad Drake songs. You know way more Drake songs than you know Kendrick songs. I don't want to hear none of that. You just saying, you just rage baiting, provoking people. That ain't, y'all be switching up. But he's the only reason that you can come after. If Kendrick would have started a beef with anybody else, nobody would pay attention to it. If Kendrick would have started a beef with anybody else, nobody would have paid attention to it. The only reason you paid attention to it is because that was the person at the top and running things. If Kendrick would have started a beef with Pharrell, nobody would have cared. If Kendrick started a beef with anybody, it wouldn't have mattered. You gotta come for the top. Coup d'etat. You gotta. Now he Michael Jackson in the Thriller gimmick. You gotta go for the, you know what I'm saying? Who at the top? Who running things? I gotta start a beef with them. I gotta put my name with their name. Kendrick wasn't relevant. Never was and never is. When they talk about, when they talk about the Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame is reserved for people that if you look at the history of the game, you cannot talk about the history of the game and say like, and not mention their name. That's the Hall of Fame. Kendrick is not in the Hall of Fame. When you talk about Hall of Fame, again, the Hall of Fame is reserved for people that when you talk about the history of the game, you cannot not mention their name. When has Kendrick ever owned a summer, a season, anything outside of whatchamacallit? Never. It go Tupac, Biggie, it go Wayne, Kanye, Drake, Future. You got a little Young Thug and Baby, and then you got the Baby, you got this and that. You never gonna sit here. Fetty Wap even had a time. You never say Kendrick Lamar. Get the fuck out of here. You can talk about the history of hip hop and not mention Kendrick. The fuck out of here. Same thing with J. Cole. You can mention the whole history and not talk about these people. But the only reason you get talking like, dang, they got to have a beef with this person or that person. But you know who not to go to. You know who not to go to, know who not to bring in. It be shit like that. It be shit like that. So now I will give him credit for putting because he talks about let's show off the totality of music and whatnot. So then you put Bad Bunny. If it was going to be Hispanics and this and the third, fine, fine. But you also could have chose Tyler. If you could have you could have chose Tyler. That's supposed to be like the new Rihanna. You daggone could have. But the main thing that he did not address was Wayne. That's why I say it was politically diplomatic. He doesn't even mention Wayne. That's the real controversy. The first solo, because he bro said this was the first solo rap act. Kendrick. Why? Why? That wasn't the thing. The thing was it being in New Orleans. Straight from the gotcha. Straight from the 504, the 504. That's New Orleans. That's just Lil Wayne, Louisiana. Louisiana. What are we doing? But you don't got Wayne up there. And Wayne got a collaboration with so many people. If Wayne cause after the whatchamacallit, who a name also pops up Super Bowl? Chris Brown. Lil Wayne, just imagine how many people would have came on stage if Lil Wayne was also at the Super Bowl. If Lil Wayne performing, we talking hits after hits after hits. We might even got a mixtape. We performing a mixtape. I'm talking the Drought 3. I'm talking No Ceilings. We could have got any and all of that. He got collaborations with any and everybody. That would have been the best. Like that. If you want to talk about Super Bowl, you can say Lil Wayne. You could bring out Chris Brown too. Just perform one song or two. And Carter, hotter than the Mother Boys. Throwbacks. You just had Chris Brown go on a world tour. Stop playing. Chris Brown flying around the arena. Still could have brought in Tyler. You could have brought in so many people. That's the whole whatchamacallit. He want to talk about timing. It's also, you want to talk about timing, but it's also uh, context, man, location. You got Super Bowl in New Orleans. That's what you should have talked about. That's what you should have talked about. Why you ain't had Lil Wayne? Lil Wayne got a song. Last year they had me in. Last year they had the Grammys and left me in Miami. I was rapping when you was asleep. I was rapping when you was in jammies. Mel Gibson flow. Book and get me. I'm a monster, I tell you. Monster Wayne. The greatest rapper alive. How you got the greatest rapper alive and don't put him on the Super Bowl? Now what are you doing? What are you doing? Let me go to this. Let me go to this. I don't know I don't know what you talking about. Move. I don't give a fuck about you or your wife, bitch. Watch out. Asking dumbass questions. You see me talking about Jay-Z and Lil Wayne in the fucking interview, asking irrelevant questions. Fuck off my page. I don't know who that is. Shut up. Y'all be threatening. Listen, I know what my joints say. I wouldn't want to fight y'all. Y'all be looking at my face and be wanting to fuck out of here. I wouldn't even fight y'all. Walk away. Jay-Z is trash. Okay, who gives a fuck? But you commented. If you didn't give a fuck, you wouldn't have commented. Drake don't write his own shit. Okay. But I've listened to Drake's Ghostwriter, and I don't want to hear his fucking voice. Drake actually addressed this. Chris Brown talks about this. Yeah, you can have this whole song or whatever, but who gonna sing it? Whose voice do you want to hear? I ain't talking about shit, but what the fuck are you talking about, Captain Ivy? Get the fuck off my dick. He does mention Rakim. So when he talks about the 4 pillars of rap, he says breakdance, graffiti, DJ, and I got it in my book. I'm trying to breakdance, graffiti, and battle rap. When he says DJ Jazzy Jeff, he does mention Eric and Rakim. Kendrick unmatched lyrically. He got 2 top 5 top 5 what? Top 5 what albums? What are you talking about? 2 top 5s where? Two top 5s where? Name the album or a song off the album, something. Just name the song, cause there's probably only 1 or 2 songs. That's what we're doing for most albums anyway. Is 1 or 2 songs that really put them. That's gonna be whatever. So name the 1 or 2 songs that is, cause you said he, and so if you said he has 2 top 5 albums, top 5 albums of what time, of what era and what period? You put in, if you're gonna say he has 2 top 5 albums of what time, what era, what period, you're not talking about historically. You're gonna have to give me a time frame and a time reference. Because if you say for 2025, who else even dropped the album to be compared against for real? That's like me running unopposed. I got the best one. Ain't nobody else do nothing. Give me a song off of, that means give me 1 song from that one top album and this other song from this other top album. And then so I can at least try to give her a years of like, who you can even comparing this with. You went through this whole thing. The only reason I didn't block you is because you're actually is relevant to like the conversation in a sense. But you discredit everything you ever whatchamacallit. Shut the fuck up. This is talking about a grilled cheese or taco. Fuck off my page. Who lied on the Funk Master Flex show? You saying Wayne trash discredits everything you say. You saying Wayne trash discredits everything you say. You saying Wayne is trash discredits everything you say. I can talk about the Drake whatchamacallit. Fine. We'll go back to the Drake. You saying that that really invalidates most of your opinions. All your opinions, these are not hot takes. These are not unpopular opinions that you're saying. This is bullshit that you're saying. Saying Wayne is trash, literally he runs, like, if you had to say who is the greatest rapper of this and that third, it's Wayne, it's Weezy, it's Tunchi. Like, that's the top 3 rappers that ever exist. Drake, like I just said, if it wasn't him, there was nobody else that you would want to hear and sit and listen to. There's nobody else that you would want to sit and listen to. They have there's a question. There's a question. If you could only listen to one artist for 1 month, I'm not even saying a day, I'm not saying a week, I'm not saying two. For 1 month, if you only have to listen to one artist, bitch, you're not listening to goddamn Kendrick. If you want to talk about, range and switch up this and switch up that, fucking bitch said Jadakiss. Fuck it. Bitch said Jadakiss. Another bitch said Green Day. Y'all just be proving my point. Y'all just be proving my point. Bitch said Drake Bell. Hardy, hard. Drake and Josh. It's that type of shit. But this is what I be sitting there talking about. Cause the one thing, cause Jay-Z will pop up in one of the top rappers of all time, right? Now, Jay-Z goes into the Hall of Fame. I said Hall of Fame goes down to, if you talk about the history of the game, hip hop is only 50 something years old. Within the history of those 50 years, who are you mentioning? Of like, oh man, this ain't third boom, boom, boom. The thing about Jay-Z was, there was no point in time in which Jay-Z was the number one rapper. Case in point, Tupac and Biggie. You're not putting Jay-Z over them, of like running a era, a decade, a time period. And that takes over the 90s. After that, you have Wayne from the 2000s to 2010. Within that, the transition is Kanye and Drake, Future, and things like that. You see how many this, that, and third? You can talk about the history of rap, and you're not going to mention certain people. They're irrelevant to the history of the game. They don't change anything. You can even talk about T-Pain, because it has to go. Greatness is defined by impact. Greatness is defined by impact. And what impact does this, that, and third? You would even have to talk about, you got Snoop Dogg, you got to talk about Dr. Dre, you got to talk. Then like one of those journeys, like you got to talk about Eminem. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people who have an impact. Um, but with 2000s, they say this is why Nelly comes on. He's like, bro, Nelly has his own thing. Like, all right, boom, yes, T-Pain influenced autotune. You know it. You know the impact that he has. Right? It's like, okay, the impact that this person has. So that's what I'm saying. It's certain people that are irrelevant in those aspects. Because even when you say Lil Wayne, because then you got to say who does Lil Wayne put on? Drake, Nicki Minaj. Now Tyga is just, I don't know what, but it's like Young Money, man. But Nelly talked about, he had one of the hardest times, whatchamacallit, because you had all these, you got Andre 3K, you got Big Boy, Outkast. You got Outkast. So you got all these people at the same time having all of these songs, and they all got different sounds. One of the issues now is that everybody has the same sound. Man, this sound the same. This sound the same. This drill music. This that. You even got to talk about Sosa. When we talked about Scarface, we got to talk about Sosa. You bitches like fuck Robers and Rovers, do Lambos and Wranglers. Daggone, whatchamacallit, put on. That boy was a millionaire since then, and this that, and third. He ain't really doing that since then. Chief Keef even got like the influence and impact of certain things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying like the whole jank with whatchamacallit, they don't have this like culturally relevant impact. But when you talk about Drake, it's even on some, I know where I was at this time when this album was playing. I know if you, nothing was the same. Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. Take Care. Views from the Six. Certified Lover Boy. You can sit here and say, you know what you were doing, you know the time period, you know all of those things. Like those, so those are that's just parts of the conversation that is like worth mentioning. Yeah, because my thing about that was the Nothing Was the Same was the fact that what a time to be alive. That's the Future and the Drake collaboration. Where is that? Oh, I ride Kentucky Blue on these hoes. What? Yeah, scholarships. Stop playing, bro. diamonds, 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 Jumpman, Jumpman, Jumpman. Bro, you can sit here and these jumps like you know these songs, bro. You can sit there and know these songs, know these all of that, bro. Um, and then from there, cause like the reason why is because it's culturally relevant. You have to talk about. You cannot. If you talk about the history of rap, you cannot not mention his name. And that's the whole point. That if you talk about the history of rap, there are certain names that you have to mention, and there's certain people that's just not worth mentioning. It's irrelevant to the history of the game and the direction in which things are moving, and why things like why you got songs. You got the Barter Six, that's Young Thug, influenced by what? The Carter. You see what I'm saying? It's you talk when you talk about this and the third, I'm like impact, 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 greatness. Who has their hand and has this influence over however things go? You see what I'm saying? We on the grind, Georgia Bush. What's understood don't got to be explained, but you don't understand me, so let me explain. Now, who said that? You thought Lil Wayne was Weezy, but Weezy is Wayne. And shit like that. This all I'm saying is there's mad other people that you can sit here and mention. DMX, cool. That's cool. DMX. There was Keisha, Latanya. It was all, you know what I'm saying? X gonna give it to you. Fucking stop, drop, and no, stop. Oh, no. Man, it's mad people that Nas name comes up too. Nas name comes up because it'll be fuck with your soul like ether. Fuck Jay Z. First words to the song. Greatest diss track ever. Fuck Jay Z. Camel nose looking. You don't see. That's the point. You don't have to fan out over Drake. You don't have to fan out. It's just if you have to talk about rap music from 2010 to 2020, who are you going to talk about? You don't have to fan out. It's just facts. The facts are the facts. You're not changing any narrative. Migos. Hey, Migos. Okay. Taking trips on the island. Mm-hmm. My bit bad and bougie. Raindrop. Drop top. Versace. Nicki came under who? Who put Nicki on? Plus, I got a bitch named Nicki Minaj. You hear me? I'm still speaking. If you don't even know that, okay. Lil Wayne upgrade you freestyle. I just signed a chick named Nicki Minaj. You hear me? I'm still spitting like a retard. And these niggas soft, they should be rapping in leotards. Nigga, we in charge. Baby put me in charge. And I'm just murdering free of charge. You dig? And holler back, I see you, Sarge. I'm some motherfucking high, I could eat a star. Yeah. Let me upgrade you. You may not be a model, but I can front page you. You know I'm nasty. Excuse my behavior. Let me just tell you shit. We can let it dip set. We fly high, no lie, and you know this. But that only really came up and came back about because of that verses. I'm probably I'm not gonna be what you call it. If it wasn't for that verses with them two, we that probably wouldn't be mentioned. And it's only because it's like that's another part too, right? Of like things being forgettable, unforgettable. Things are very much forgettable, right? If it wasn't for that verses, that brought that back to some type of relevant memory unlocked, nostalgic type of junk. It's worth mentioning. It's a little this and that and the third. Some people, if I ever fell off, I'm falling on my legacy. If I ever fell off, I'm falling on my legacy. It's like that. And I can understand that. I can understand that. Cameron. What happened to that boy? Nah, that ain't even. We put a clap into that boy. What happened to that boy? Boom, boom, boom. And that's time you mess with a little skateboard Pete. When the pimp's in the crib, ma. Drop it like it's hard. I'm saying, bro. Huh. Big Meech. Larry Hoover. That's the Rick Ross I know. Hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling. I don't know this new Rick Ross. I don't. That Aston Martin music, I know, but Aston Martin music got who on it? I'm fanning out though. I don't want to fan out, but Big Meech, Larry Hoover, Jadakiss, Heavy, knock yourself out. Jadakiss had a nice, but again, like I said, with that versus Jones, that Jones, when he came up there and put the crowd down real quick, that's crowd control. That's what you know Hitman Holla for, crowd control and performance. When I walk in and show you how to control a room, that's Hitman Holla. That's battle rap. That's one of the things I'm like, how do you mention battle rap and not talk about URL? And you don't talk about Charlie Clips, you don't talk about Conceited, Hitman Holla, Loda Lux, Murder Mood, Serious Jones, um, Holla the Don, you know, Tay Rock, Chess. You know, how you not talk about battle rap, bro? Like how you not talk about URL when you mention that? I'm a hustler, homie. I could sell salt to a slug. Yeah, he made it a hot line. He made it a hot line. I made it a hot song. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. Ask you can ask about me. Cassidy bars is back. What Cassidy say? And Cassidy said, "Am I weak? Real like the serve plane." He said, if I take my watch off, my body temperature might rise. Something like that. I gotta play that back. I gotta play that back. I can barely make a living. It's bigger than talking about battle rappers that can barely make a living. Jay-Z said that the four pillars of hip hop were breakdance, graffiti, DJ, battle rap. Like it's like the cultural influence of, because you don't, because my one thing about that is that you don't even see. Now there are clips of Jay Z and it's like just some off little. They like some hidden low key footage. Like you can find Jay Z in some battle joints, but like, what do you mean they don't like? But it's like it's the space in which it's in now, because it's like battle rap is underground, right? So it's not that mainstream junk of this and the third. But that's where social media comes into play now, and that you see, where do you see Charlie Clips at now? Where do you see Conceited at now? Hitman Holla. They on TV, wilding out with Nick Cannon. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't have that space and opportunity, but it's always been there. Freeway got the lock on smash, da da da. You know what I'm saying? It's certain people that been whatchamacallit, bro, but like it's like the back and forth between it, because like that's industry, that's business, you know what I'm saying? And not everybody is able to make it in one space and the other space. Some people is not commercial. We commercial and all that, you know what I'm saying? Some people, everybody, not all commercial. They don't got the image. They don't got this, but you're not gonna sit here and say they don't want bars and they can't rap. That's where the whole thing with talent come from. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole and the machine of pushing this, that, and the third with the radio stuff. Like the battle rap is just not commercial. You're not playing it on the radio. But if there was a segment of this, that, and the third, like if the radio played, or we're gonna play some underground, we're playing some battle rap, we're gonna do this and the freestyle like any other freestyle fight and something like that, that would have been a totally different topic and concept. But okay, and even with Lil Wayne still has some bars like that with the freestyles and this and the third. But Lil Wayne is not primarily known for his albums for real. You got the Carter Two and this and the third, the Canon, but he's mainly known for what? The mixtapes, the Drop 1, 2, and 3. You know what I'm saying? No ceilings, 1, 2, and 3. I didn't know there was a no ceilings 3. You see what I'm saying? I didn't even know that there was a No Ceilings 3 until January 2026. And No Ceilings 3 came out in 2021. So it's new enough so you sit there like, nah, Wayne can still, because they be saying that Wayne fell off. I fell off, I only landed on my legacy. Like, so it was just one of them things of like Wayne just creating something with the Carter Six, and it was just like those beats weren't just culturally relevant, like to do anything. Alright. Uh, why the fuck? Like, the fuck is you talking about? Oh, you ain't. I did. What the fuck is you talking about? You talking about I ain't got no talent, and then talking about bringing up $10 million, bitch. Neither of the shit apply to you. I'm on your fucking phone screen. The opposite will never be true. You want to talk to me, and I don't want to talk to you, bitch. Get the fuck off my goddamn live stream. Saying dumbass shit. Joel Ortiz, Davies, Benny the Butcher, Conway, battle rappers. I don't listen to none of them. I know of Davies. Like if you put Davies in a lineup, I might be able to spot him out. I've heard of Benny the Butcher, Conway. Okay, I don't know. I don't know Joel Ortiz. That's I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna watch him call it. That's dumbass shit. Wayne lyrically trash. That's dumbass shit. That's dumb. That's just dumb. I don't. I'm in the middle of the world, like where my enemy at? I got a bitch named Keisha, real dick. Please, shorty from Cuba, still working on a visa. Her homegirl Lisa, man, her in Puerto Rico, how she on suck, yeah, but expect me to either. Die hard crazy, man. You don't want to meet it, man. Homegirl, way sexy and Anita. She look good, boy, shorts in the bitch. Shut the fuck up. I'm on Lil Wayne trash. Stop saying that dumbass shit. This ain't got nothing to do with whatchamacallit. That ain't got nothing to do with whatchamacallit. Well, let me see, cause the other stuff that you were saying, then I'm just gonna delete that comment, remove. That's a hill that you can die on by yourself. That's a hill that you can die on by yourself. The bitch said Joel Ortiz, Dave East, Benny the Butcher, and Kanye would lyrically destroy Lil Wayne or Drake. That's a hill that you can die on yourself. That's dumbass shit. I don't give a fuck about your granny. Fuck off my goddamn channel. If I put the stuff that I've said versus the stuff you said, you sound fucking retarded. If we put everything I've said versus everything you've said, you sound fucking retarded. That's for sure. Yeah, this is a snapback. This is a snapback. That's a snapback. I like I said, you going this hard for you not even like your fucking YouTube name is Brooklyn Finest. I mean, it's Brooklyn rerun shit. Clearly, like you ain't even coming, you ain't even going hard for where the fuck you from. Your loyalty is all over the place. It's different for somebody like you the type of bitch that's going to root for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and bitch you live in New York. You saying you're not even like going hard for New York right now. Fuck is you talking about? There's a cognitive dissonance. No. You don't cast pearls among swine. That's what I'm doing. I'm casting pearls among swine. I'm doing some shit I shouldn't be doing. Because you can't understand. You're a little slow, retarded. You're a little late. You'll catch up one day. We just gotta plant some seeds. They might not grow though. Nah, I have two poetry books. And I have a couple songs. But that's not even what I do mainly. I do art, and I just be vlogging. I just be talking. I wear my heart. I wear my art on my sleeve like it's a new passion. No, it's a new fashion. See, my world is different, like Dwayne Wayne. Maybe I'm in the sky, swimming with the pigeons, or maybe I'm in the ocean, flying with the fishes. See, my world is different, like Dwayne Wayne. And if you want trouble, bitch, I want the same thing. Who said that? Lil Wayne. Fuck up. Fuck up. Lil Wayne lyrics need to be studied. Metaphors and analogies. That shit is flying right over your fucking head. Them shits is flying. I'm gonna pick the word up and I'm gonna drop it on your head. Lil Wayne said that. Bitch, real G's moving silence like lasagna. The hardest fucking line you ever heard. Real G's moving silence like lasagna. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Real G's moving silence like lasagna. Woman of my dreams, I don't sleep so I can't find her. Who is saying, Lil Wayne said that. You don't want that latex that, you better wear latex protection. Because you don't want that latex that I think I'm latex. Who said that? I'm giving you bar for bar. I gave you Drake bars. I gave you Wayne bars. What the fuck? You're not giving me no bars from that anybody else said. This is what I'm sitting here saying. You're not giving, I'm giving you bars and bars just from, what? If I be wondering if I'm sitting here praying up to the stars, am I talking to the Martians? That's, well, Wayne said that. Or is there a God who I'm praying to the Martians? I don't fucking know. You're not saying shit. You just said Dave East could beat Lil Wayne and Drake. That's a hill that you can die on by yourself. Yeah, I don't like you neurodivergent people. I'm not going to call you neurodivergent. I'm going to just say what it is. Hold on, let me replace this one. We talking about rap. It's a grown-ass bitch made man. How many jackets you got on? You looking at what the fuck I got on? Bitch, I dress better than you. Have never dressed better than me a day in your life. Ever. These aren't even opinions. These are facts. Bitch, you couldn't stand next to me. I bet you feel some type of way. Cause, hold on. You feel some type of way because if your bitch had to choose between you and me, I don't even think she would look at you. Your bitch see me and forget who the fuck you are. Your dumb ass is retarded. Where's my chain at? I'm about to start dog walking these bitches. I'm about to start dog walking these bitches. The bitch said you got on 5 jackets. That's 1. This is corduroy. That's 2. This is a hoodie. Bitch, where the fuck do you see 5 jackets? You thought you was funny? You might tell a joke, you might tell a lie. The jokes ain't funny. Don't tell no more jokes. Work on lying. Lying might get you what you want. You need to work on that. You're a grown-ass man. Get the fuck off my... Stop looking at what the fuck I got on and hear what the fuck I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? I'm dog walking these bitches mentally. You insecure ass. Get the fuck off my channel. Fuck off my channel, bitch. Don't say nothing. You can have the last word, because I ain't gonna fucking respond. I don't hear nothing else you gotta say. Radio rappers. But I just said conceited. I said Hitman Holla. I said Loaded Lux. I said Murder Mook. I said Sirius Jones. I said, we can say Calico. We can say Avert. I'm not sure if I said conceited already. But I just named all them people, and none of them is on the radio. What are you talking about? I can say Goods. What are you talking about? Holla the Don. Tay Rock, Chess. None of those is on the radio. What I'm saying and what you saying. I'm surprised you're not talking about Drake or Lil Wayne in one of your poetries. Hold on. These is my writtens. Let me give you some old shit. I used to listen to Wayne from the Drought 3 to No Ceilings. I started listening to Drake. I had to get up out my feelings. Remember the Kiki, do you love me? Da da da. I started listening to Yahweh, Kanye, Jesus walks. And it doesn't matter if I'm talking about cigars, art, or fashion. I wear my heart on my sleeve like it's a, I wear my art on my sleeve like it's a new. It doesn't matter whether I'm talking about cigars, art, or fashion. As long as I put any passion behind whatever action, I'm gonna always reach that point of satisfaction. I be talking like fashion, like I'm a fascist, but that's a dictator. I'm just good with my words. It's shit like that. I wasn't even talking about it. You brought it back. And we can go back to back. Now that's a Drake song, but that was a diss to Meek Mill. I'm about to Millie Rock on any block. You lucky I can't go back and rewind the clock. Stop, drop, hop on. Stop playing. It's too easy. It's really easy for me. And I don't even have on my Yeezy. But if I say I want to see 2 breasts and thighs, I'm not talking about chicken. But we can get in the kitchen and talking about, is water wet? I'm talking about that curry chicken. I'm not talking about food. You see what I'm saying? It's that easy. But I really ain't got on my Yeezy. I got on my Nike. It's like this. What Nikes I got on? What Nikes I got on? It got a backwards check on that side. It said, hold on. The name is right here though. The name is right. You're not gonna really tell. It's Antetokounmpo. Hold on. I gotta give you another one. I gotta give you another Wayne bar. I got a Greek Freak. Greek Freak is Antetokounmpo's basketball nickname. I got a Greek Freak. She called me Antetokounmpo, Jaslava Lupo. Come on, Vada Minuto. Come on, Uno. I'm the maestro. These is Wayne bars from what? From which album? I can tell you, this is the Big Bad Wolf. Keep that shit on Twitter. Y'all not lit, y'all litter. I got a Greek Freak. She called me Antetokounmpo. I had to ask my new hoe, what's 4 plus 2 though? 6. The dedication 6. Come on, man. Come on, man. What is he doing? What is he doing, bro? What's he talking about? Niggas saying gay shit. This what I be sitting here talking about. The bitch just said all you name is radio rappers. So then when I say battle rappers, why are you talking about battle rappers? Cause all you said I was talking about was radio rappers. It's exactly what I be talking about. You proving your point. She said, the bitch said, all you naming is radio rappers. So then I list off more than a handful of battle. Why are you talking about battle? You can't win for nothing. Come on, man. When did Jay-Z ever run out of lyrics? When did we see Jay-Z trying to do whatchamacallit? Oh, yo hating ass. You ain't been saying shit. Just get the fuck out. Talking about some off-brand Hirachis. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Even Hirachis is Nikes. Bitch, these is Antetokounmpo shoes. Go look these shits up on the whatever. You can look them up on Flight Club. What's the other place to get shoes? Flight Club, and what's the other one? Who owns Flight Club? Whoever shit, where you get shoes from, bro? Go. Nigga said some off-brand. Yo, hating ass. The fit so atrocious. What the fuck you got on? And that's the difference. Y'all can see me, but I can't see you. That's the difference. You ugly as hell. And I can just tell that, right? That's just off rip. You ugly as hell. That's just... The fit is atrocious. Bitch, I gave you something to talk about. Ain't nobody talking about what the fuck you got on. Let me look at your... Do you have a mask on? In your fucking profile picture? Is that even you? You a ugly bitch. You a ugly bitch. Why the fuck would I care about what an ugly bitch says about me? A bitch wearing a mask in a goddamn profile picture. My profile picture is me, bitch. I had to get a side profile. Stop playing. You can talk about me. You can see what I got on. I can't see you bitches. You bitches don't want to be seen. And you should not be seen or heard from ever again. Stop playing. You asking something that's irrelevant. Stop talking to me. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. My taste. But whatever your taste is, that you just irrelevant. That I don't. I am not. That's it's irrelevant. Stop saying irrelevant shit. Stop saying irrelevant shit. I'll at least entertain it if it's pertaining to what we're talking about. Stop it. I mean, yeah, yo. If y'all decide to go watch, now the only reason I sit there and whatchamacallit also too, I've also sat there and listened to Jay Z. Jay Z has a interview with Warren Buffett. Now, in that interview, I appreciated that interview more than I did this interview. This is why I say that this interview with GQ was politically diplomatic. There was no substance to like no gems, jewels, like super duper advice, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Well, none of that. And I think like my big things would be to talk about would be the Wayne would have been much more to talk about. Wayne, not why did you not choose Wayne? That would have been something to like really address. Like, but he doesn't even say that at all. Some people said that if you know, you know. There was like, nah, Jay Z really interviewed himself right here. Like, hey, these are the questions I need you to ask. That's a good question. I like this question. You know what I'm saying? Because they people that even because bro was on some stuff like I remember we was emailing about this on that third, like um, Warren Buffett. Now my only thing about the Warren Buffett, it's an interview with Warren Buffett, Jay Z, and Warren Buffett. He's like, because he's up there with the billionaires and this and that third, but he plays the stock market. But he also is like, my dad was in this and the third, and I've been reading on these books since I was like 7. He got into the stock market and those types of things at his teenage years, his formative teenage years. But he's clear, and he says it multiple times. You ain't got to be smart, and he was like, you don't got to be smart to play the stock market game. That was one of the things I just really remember him saying on that. Um, if anything with the Nas thing, I heard that it was coming out. Um, I heard that it was coming out, or when it did. It was when Nas whatchamacallit. I heard that it did whatchamacallit, but I didn't see like so. That's how I kind of whatchamacallit, right? Um, so for instance, J. Cole dropped the album. I have not. I heard people talked about the things J. Cole is doing to promote his album than the actual music itself. That says something to me. You see what I'm saying? Um, when Clips dropped their music, people was actually like posting little parts of this and the third. I have not heard anybody even like use a J. Cole song for their music to do any of their videos or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing they talk about J. Cole with the new album is the promotion that he's doing, like riding around with his Toyota and stuff like that. That speaks volumes to me in a sense of like, okay, what actual songs are y'all actually listening? Because I'm not hearing y'all play his songs. Y'all not using his songs for nothing, none of that stuff. Uh, the same. So with Nas, it was Nas came out, but it was on some. Um, what was Nas Jane? Nas, I seen him maybe do like one interview or maybe saying like, oh, he got something this and that third, but there was no promo. There was no promo, no push for it, no nothing, no. I didn't hear nobody talking about it at all, so that just wasn't a thing. Like, uh, Jack Harlow got an album coming out, or if it already is out, but Jack Harlow, he said some controversial things talking about, I named it, I'm getting blacker. I named it Monica because I couldn't say my name. I was like, all right, bro. Like, but nobody's like using any of this stuff. Like, I mean, I think for we don't because we don't got 106 in Park, and you don't got this and the third. You don't have those things of keeping you up to date with like what's the new music, what are people listening to, and this and the third. So social media takes that space, and it's just one of those type of things. Like even with Donda, that's why I say like I don't know Kanye after Donda 2, the Vultures. He got a new album I think which should actually be coming out this week called Bully. Uh, but Kanye had a new album called Bully coming out. But even with Donda, Certified Lover Boy, like again, with the Drake songs, you're gonna hear people are gonna use those songs for their stories on their Instagram stories or their videos, or they're gonna use some of the lyrics for the caption. You're like, dang, you can Google somebody's caption and you're like, did they come up with that better? No, that was a this and a third. Donda, you heard Donda on people's like, bro, they're using these songs and this and a third. And I just think that I think that's part of importance, like people even being able to like, man, I can really rock with this song for this moment, this essence, this time, this whatever. And I think that was one of the things with the 444. Like I wasn't big because they talk about I'm not big on conscious rappers. Like I don't listen to music to if I want to learn something, I'm gonna go watch a YouTube video, I'll read a book, I'll do this and third. But I'm not listening to music for any type of educational purposes. Also, it's not gonna go that far and deep into it. I don't care to hear somebody talking about, oh, go buy this cheap land, this cheap house, and then flip it, and then you get more money based off the equity. Like bro, like it's certain that whatchamacallit is very like surface level information. So financial literacy for me is like this clickbait word, but I don't think if you just mentioning something, I don't think mentioning something in your song just makes it all of a sudden conscious and just makes it something worth, this and a third. Just to have a conversation about it does not change the actual status of whatever the social climate or situation is. Just because you make a song about it, oh, I made a song about whatever is going on and it ran and this and the third. Oh, that makes you conscious. You all you do that doesn't change nothing about nothing. I don't listen to music for that. Music should be like entertaining in that aspect. So I didn't listen to anything off the 444, and it wasn't worth like even sitting there just listening to like because one of the things Kanye says is he's like, yeah, I got a song they gonna play at the baby shower. I got a song they gonna play here. I got a song they gonna play here. Like situation, context, setting. Like when are you gonna ever sit here and listen and play these songs? Like, and if it's not in the club and it's not in this and the third or even a kickback, like you see what I'm saying? Like there's certain songs like you're not gonna if you're gonna make a playlist of songs it's you're not even like gonna put these people on a song like for a kickback to somebody people can just vibe to. No, you probably listen to them solo maybe every once in a blue moon. Oh man, I forgot about this song. You listen to that song solo like while you writing or doing something that don't even whatchamacallit, just on some ambiance type of noise, but it ain't about to be on some. This is a certain context. Even Kanye got the whole uh what's the junk called? No Child Left Behind, just with the organs and like stuff is like, or he had the Sunday service is like, bro, even if you want some, I'm not even big on trying to listen to Manifest, um, what's that song, Oluron, Abanya or something like that, or just like whatever those types of songs is like, it's certain songs like I'm gonna listen to this for some real heavy church music. I need to get myself. I never would have made it. Like, I ain't about to listen. He's like, even if that you Kanye got some stuff. He remixed that and put the Lord Your Holy Ballin'. That Lord Your Holy Ballin'. Dope song. You know what I'm saying? Dope song. Even on some like if like a transition like man I ain't gonna be too heavy too spiritual but it still do got that type of message like you see what I'm saying like it has that type of genres like those that's why I think that's why I appreciated the Sunday service. He took like with the Genuine song on time like I can't remember all the genres but I know he took that one and then what's the other one? He took the Destiny Child song. What? Say his name. Whenever you're in trouble and you start to stumble, there's power in his name. That's the Kanye song, but he goes off what? The Destiny Child, say my name, say my name. So he's like, say his name, say his name. Whenever you like, bro, like that's like it gives that entertainment vibe. You can still now you're reaching this sexual. You're reaching a group of people who may even if they're on the fence or teetering and tottering, it's like I don't know about this or that, but it's like, well, I do know this song, and I do gravitate towards that. And I'm gonna listen to this. I might want to play this like if I'm on my way to church just to get me in the mood. This and the third. I don't want to hear it. I'm tired of hearing this and the third. Like that's what the importance of certain stuff was. Um, and even just on some, oh, this is what I relate to, or this is what I'm trying to do, this, that, and the third. Like, and that's why rap has one of those. Right, rap has that negative connotation of certain things that are portrayed that we just don't we necessarily we're like, oh, we don't want to hear about this and the third. But when you got a rapper who is talking about that other stuff, you don't want to play it, you don't listen to it. But when they are talking about this and the third, you do want to play and listen to it. Like it has that space of that cultural relevancy. Like if a shorty want to shake her ass, who is she playing and what is she looking for? Who's she looking the next drop? And it's stuff like that. Like all the gym girlies is posting songs for this person, that person, or if they got a dope, if they, like shorties is not even on some like if a shorty posts her picture and she on the beach in Jamaica, or if she just like she went out to date on a dinner, what songs is she playing? You know what I'm saying? Just so that you can listen to the song while you she done posted 5 attachments. You scrolling like, man, this song fire. What song is she playing? Type of thing. Is like I thought that was like an important thing. Like, okay, if I'm gonna be this other, like, when is somebody gonna play this song? Are they on the way to the club? Do they need something hype? Are they just driving through the city? Just, you know what I'm saying? I need something to just listen to, just something to vibe out to. Are they going through something? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like that's why it is different. And I did like that's why I did at least note that of what Jay-Z said. He was like, me making an album now, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna see it coming down my eyes, but I gotta make the song cry. And now once a good girl's gone bad, she's gone forever. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. You ready, B? You know what I'm saying? He don't have those type of things. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do think it is a challenge for him to make this new album of like, but and so that's what I. Those are the parts of what would be the curiosity about even listening to a Jay Z album. It's well, yeah. What are you going to rap about? What are you going to sit here and talk about in this and the third? Last time I listened to Jay Z on a song was on Jail. Kanye on the Donda because it's Jail and Jail Part Two. I think Part Two has the baby and the Marilyn Manson or something like that. But people also still rock with like, dang, you got Jay Z up here, Jay Z and Kanye collab back because you had Jay Z and Kanye on the niggas was in Paris. Niggas was in Paris. I'm gonna take you to the moon, take you to the stars. Never thought we could take it this far. That's Beyonce was singing that hook. Tough song. No Church in the Wild. See, I can name these songs. I can name these songs, and I know I was in college. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like I'm not knocking Jay Z for this and the third, but it would be interesting to see like what collaborations, who's he gonna put on the album, and if it'll be anything that, cause like me mentioning whatchamacallit, right? Um, Go on, dust your shoulders off. Uh, no Church in a While. Uh, Jackson, Jordan, Game 6. Ball so hot, you're gonna find me. That shit crazy. Ain't it, Jay? Okay, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's still a song. That song is hype. Dun, 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 dun. Nobody knows what it means. It's provocative. It gets the people going. You see what I'm saying? Like, under context, you might listen to that song because it's hype. It's hype. It's epic. Like, that hype, that epicness, and that type of third. Like, that's like, now, him saying the 444 album was difficult for him, being vulnerable and being something different. That was the one he was scared to make or whatever. It was. I felt like it had like this calm little vibe to it, and it had like some other little undertones that's like kind of sort of speak on. It was more conscious in a sense, but I didn't. That's not for me. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for the music for what context and what situation would you actually listen to play these songs? Type of thing, man. Is that's worth talking about. And I think it would be a challenge for him to make something that would be even kind of trendy, but without also losing his integrity of like what type of rapper he is. Um, Now, I've seen in conversation people mention some bars that he's had or whatever. It wasn't. It's not a lot. It's not a lot, but I have seen here and there. But even the ones I'm quoting from him, it's just it's decent. It's that, but it ain't. Crazy. Yeah, crazy, you know what I'm saying? Um, I don't even know what it would be. You know, I think there's a lore around Jay Z, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's why hearing, oh, Wayne ain't lyric, like, bro, that's not something that you would say. You're not gonna sit here and say Jay Z is lyrical. He has wordplay and this ain't no. I think there's a lore around it. You know what I'm saying? Some for good or for bad or whatever. Um, he has that raw hip hop feel from the '90s with the blueprint, of course. Like you got to mention that. Um, Tom Ford, I remember that Jane, but um, I don't think he's gonna be this lyrical master. But if you talk to Lady London, she'll tell you different. You talk to Lady London, like that's one of her biggest inspirations, Jay Z. So it's those types of things. You know what I'm saying? The biggest thing about Jay Z's names keep will come up with the whole selling your CDs out the back of the trunk, which is like again like coming up in a certain time is commendable because like or like how you actually gonna push this and a third like people trying to do that now. Ain't nobody trying to buy your CD in Walmart. Like you sitting in the parking lot in Walmart, people ain't nobody trying to, you know what I'm saying? So doing that and this and the third, like when Cardi did it, very performative, da 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 da. Cardi did the whole, I ain't seen people was walking past her like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? So, um, him being in New York, selling, you know what I'm saying, the CDs, pushing the music and the album out the back of whatever car he had, like, that's why I say it's like it's commendable and it's raw in that sense. And like for as big as social media is, um, as big as social media is, of how a song does and does not able to catch on traction. How do you really tap into like those are things? Those are conversations you talk to like Doja Cat. Doja Cat, out of nowhere, for me, like I like she started on YouTube for me. I saw the bitch, I'm a cow, bitch, I'm a cow, moo. Like I remember that, but then it was like quiet, and the next thing I know, it's paint the town red. But she understood. She tapped into something with TikTok and understanding like the sounds and what can make something pop on TikTok. And so like those are like those smart little nuances and those things that like all right, boom, you figured something out to make things like work. Um, but so like that method of whatever from then wasn't a thing. So it'd be different now. It'd be different now. Yeah, J. Cole got the. But I will say like J. Cole. I can mention J. Cole college. I think he had some song with a watch, nice watch. I think he had some song like that, but then it was, ain't no life that's better than yours or perfect, but you're perfect for me. That Uncle Phil, you know what I'm saying? That Martin and Gina type of love, or rest in first thing first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Like I remember that time. I remember that time. I remember being in college and listening to those. Like that was a vibe. That was a little vibe then. Um, but that's that's he outside of Middle Child. I just remember Middle Child being for like this epic type of beat, but um, usually it's on some. I'm listening to this solo, something to vibe to while I'm doing some schoolwork or something. And then you can say a little line here, line there, type of thing. What? Oh, that's Forest Hills Drive. That's Forest Hills Drive. Like I can name that album, give you a couple songs, couple of lines, like those type of things. But this whole conversation was sparked off the Jay Z GQ interview. The big things was Jay Z doesn't really. Oh, that's all right. If I say, there was like, it wasn't a joke. But somebody made this comment. There was like Jay Z would rather take a picture with you than answer a question. There was a dude. Like he was actually complimenting Jay Z, and he asked him a question, and it was like this. It was a basic question. I think it was something about like of music of his that he liked. It was like a simple like a question that you would think an artist would answer. Like even if they don't, oh, you asked me about my album and my music, and you know what I'm saying, which what are my music and this. Jay Z didn't even wouldn't even answer that type of question. I forget the actual question, but Jay Z was like, hey, yeah, we'll take a picture, and then this and that third. Jay Z wasn't answering no type of questions. So I think that was the him doing this interview. 'Cause I think it just happened either like within the last like 48 hours or so, where they posted it GQ. But it's like he has like he wouldn't even answer a simple basic question. Like he actually took a picture with bro. He was like, "Hey, we can take this picture," and then he was like, "I gotta get in his car." Like he was not answering no type of questions or saying anything to nobody. So I think that's one of the big things about him even doing this interview. Cause he don't really do them. But then also time and context got an album coming out, so you gotta start putting your face out there. You gotta start being a part of the conversation and things like that.